Well, it's an edition of This Day, and one will look at a joint establishment by the government of Sierra Leone and the government of Guinea, a technical commission for reformation of the borders between the two countries. As you know, there are a lot of controversies within the borders between Sierra Leone and Guinea. So, in order to ensure that the sanity within the borders and also, get a better working force within Sierra Leone and Guinea. So let me set up a joint technical commission, a team for ensure that they look into border issues and resolve them as well, and among other things. For talk about this and security, we're going into the holidays, the payday, and also Easter and other holidays as well within the next 2 months. I got with me Abdul Karim Will, Director of Communications, Office of National Security Awareness. We welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Brother Amy, and good afternoon, viewers and listeners.
Yes, you're always welcome. It's not news anymore that sometimes back controversy within the borders between Sierra Leone and Guinea, wherein many people believe there are a lot of loopholes where things that happen way good with regards border crossing and all of that. And Sierra Leone and Guinea be set up a joint team for looking to that. Tell me the reason why and how significant that joint technical team will be for looking to the issues there.
Yes, indeed. The governments of both the republics of Sierra Leone and Guinea, like you mentioned just now, we don't set up a joint technical commission for the affirmation of the borders. The team that we unite with in Guinea and Boko are more important than any considerations of division. And so in the quest of the two countries resolve for ensuring peaceful coexistence exists between the two countries, and particularly people who reside na the common border lines. Then government here don't pledge their commitment for ensuring they use all diplomatic means for resolve any issues of consideration where they arise in the community. And it's important for not say tensions not there between the two countries. However, even teeth and tongue self can get misunderstanding. Really important now on our ability for able for resolve them. And so as countries, we don't live by each other for every situation, whether in good or bad times. Guinea they would Sierra Leone, Salon they would Guinea, as the case may be. If we want for outline during we 11 years civil conflict, one of the countries that we first can't help, we even put boots on the ground at the Republic of Guinea. When things happen, we then a Guinea, where they disturb them, Salon will be one of the first countries where they go support them. Besides that one day, the cultural affinities, the social cohesion, the intermarriages, the cultural unity or diversity where they between Sierra Leone and Guinea, now one really beyond even human description. Names in Guinea are the same names that are in Sierra Leone. You get the Banguras, the Sisses, the Camaras. In Sierra Leone, just like you get them in Guinea. And it go interesting for not say, they not only share names by coincidence, they actually share them by affinity. And so in that kind of situation, anything we get a tendency for derail that progress there, you get for do everything for nipper in the bud. And so the government of Sierra Leone don't show firm commitment for work with their counterpart, for reaffirm with borders, mindful of the fact, say, the borders they talk about, not to we as a country didn't draw them. Both countries were colonized by different powers. Now them powers and now they been draw the border lines for the market to say na Salon yon and we say na Guinea yon. For example, the Guinea as a country been colonized by France. Salon colonized by by Britain. And even when they draw them borderline in they not do it in isolation. Because evidence leads to the fact that anything they want to put a border in a particular point, the relevant authorities at the time, say for example the commissioners or the secretaries when they represent either of the countries, and they come sit down and get concrete arrangement before they draw them borders and they. But over time, issues of physical boundaries don't become challenging, especially for countries and we they're in peace, we are one and the same people. And so even the borders that we talk about, most often, it in our minds. Say, yeah, na Guinea, yeah, na Salon. You can go to Guinea and say, for example, na Nongoa, it will be difficult for you say this na Salon person or this na Guinean. Because they're the same people they see. So take it, talk the same language, and so on and so forth. So over time, it don't doff on the authorities for ensure say, no, we don't need to get any tension amongst ourselves. We need for rather come together for how we resolve them here. If we side the possibility they for how we physically now can say, now we agree say this point, now this alone stop, this point now they Guinea begin, now we put on day and we get to flags erected and then we move forward. Because like I say, waiting put we together, waiting bring we together is more important than any considerations of division. In fact, tensions not there between we, divisions not there. But like I say, who say people in Sidom, even families themselves, the tendency for like some kind of a misunderstanding, maybe based on somebody in lack of a knowledge about certain thing, for later on it appear like say attention. So that committee they don't be set up, and if we did talk about a membership, now one way broad based on both ends. It draw people in from mainstream security sector. It draw people in from government ministries, departments, and agencies. In the case of Sierra Leone, we get the ministries of local government, we get the internal affairs ministry. All of them on the way get relevant role for play. We get people away drawn from the judiciary, civil society, the mainstream security sector, the police, the Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces, the Office of National Security. Of course, because the international thing we talk about, borders then with another country, we also get the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation. So we all, on this end, now almost the same kind team, now the Guineans and replicate. Each of the committees and get technical heads, technical leads. Now Salon, for example, we get the Chief of Staff and the Office of National Security, they take the lead. Coordinated, of course, by the National Security Coordinator, now the Office of National Security, Mr. Abdullah Kauta. Just like it happened at the Guinean part of the border. And so, from all indications, all parties don't show clear commitment and willingness for ensure say we resolve the here and forge ahead with development aspirations as countries.
It's very important we able to resolve issues with Guinea, like you mentioned. The relationship so cordial between the two countries, and for any time issue happen at Sierra Leone, they want to go Guinea. For any time issue happen at Guinea, then they want to come Sierra Leone, and then they don't be so unique. Even to football, we also do those two matches that in Sierra Guinea because of the relationship. But so far, with that kind combination between the team itself, comprised of Sierra Leone and Guinea, members from the security sector, like you mentioned, the judiciary and also civil society activists, for looking into the activities today. Since for the past 2 weeks and more, what are the activities that we not done do so far for look at the issues and then ensure we before resolve at once and we get that peace, everlasting what we talk about. We are in things we know will settle, as assuming settle, and then before you marry after a few months or a year, and then it rise back and then it's back the debate.
So that I make we take every care where they within we reach for ensure say whatever we do it becomes sustainable. This committee or they talk about the joint technical committee don't be constituted sometimes in 2022. And since they constitute them, it don't they go into series of activities. Activities leading to discussions, to signing of agreement, to signing of joint communique, to commitments on the part of both parties, on the part of both government. Just for ensure say peace and cohesion first prevail that the communities and we affected. And so one of the things that we this committee we do late last year between November and December. Now for physically going and then communities them. Now Guinea and Sierra Leone, who say tensions then day and engaging people here about the relevance of cohesion. I mean, a part of that team, they will be going to Guinea and traverse all of the borderline from down Cambia onto Guekedu. Gambia na the Sierra Leonean part, Guekedu na the Guinean part. So now like edge to edge. All of the side they also would think say contentious or we even say contentious than all day at all. We engage in communities, the way ordinary residents and then community then they. For first of all, source information from them on what are the relationship between them and then brothers them na Salon or Guinea as the case may be. It will interest you for not to say them people and they now the same people and they go tell you say me na Salon person, but I do all of me activities in a Guinea. This person will tell you, say, me na Guinean. If I mean a Guinea, then born me, I didn't born me people. I only they identify myself as a Guinean. And so, aspect of trade, cross-border movement. Now, one way very much there in the minds of them people, and to the extent that there is no way you can for divorce them from that one day. People in a Guinea school, picking in a Guinea, na Salon and they attend. People in a Salon, na Guinea they attend school. Then they attend hospitals and that kind. So all of that kind of thing, he only point to one fact: say we only go for maintain that kind of relationship or even improve one more. So we get that kind. What's the AU, the African Union Border Program, don't provide the support financially for ensure say we for accomplish all of the tasks and way for be accomplished for ensure say we use non-violent means of resolving any considerations of division whether between we and we sister republic. So we don't engage. Sometimes in 2022, a team be moved Naya, the technical team be moved Naya, go na Conakry, get bilateral engagement, concrete ones, will be lead to the signing of a joint agreement. What will they do so now for implement some of the provisions and the agreement in there? Quite recently, the mentioned when we go to Guinea and come na Salon, the team from Guinea, they come na Salon, the team from Sierra Leone, they go to Guinea. So we do the exchange and we visit about 3 major communities, but selecting three chiefdoms. Now each of them communities and they. Just for ensure, say, we bring calm messages of hope, or let them continue for understand themselves. Who say they get any iota of misunderstanding, let them know the channels away for seek, forget redress. So in the mission we get last year, November to December, it lead me to the signing of a joint agreement, and we formulate a roadmap. From that point, the USA will go. One of the team na be for ensure say we come back together. And first of all, promote awareness raising among the population.
How effective that be? Because awareness raising is very key, like you say, and people still get fear, more especially Sierra Leoneans. Them we seem for the very close to the border of Guinea, or even they to Guinea border or inside Guinea. Seem for they get fear. I remember sometimes back, we need to understand that even though there are issues will be resolved, but also military from Guinea come and do some violence issue as well.
Yes, it's understandable. Like I say, some thinking day, the tensions that we can raise, we can come up, not actually get sanctions from the authorities of the countries. Now individuals or individual institutions can go make them posture their day. And so he left now with we for use with governance structures, the governance structures of both countries for ensure say we diffuse the tensions in there. Yes, I agree, and also say the point where they make reference to no go be too far from what may happen in Yenga. There is a village very close to the Makona River. That village there may not be the most contentious discussion. But important also for note say, apart from Yenga, we get over 35 other areas in Salon, we get contentions, we get concerns, we get issues relating to ownership or non-ownership of president
between Sierra Leone and Guinea.
Between Sierra Leone and Guinea. For most people, it appear no more like saying Yenga. But why Yenga is more prominent? Because the activities that they happen at Yenga, they're more prominent than other activities than other side. And sometimes even the mode of accessing either countries. Yenga, we get the Makona River, where they attract a lot of business activities, cross-border movement. Boats and they go so, council, people and they move with goods and services here and there. So now that make you see the attention there on Yenga. And besides, Yenga now be the village that one day we during the cause of the war, because of its strategic nature, Guinea military officers then come deploy for help with or pursue the war. Now be the expectation from every Sierra Leonean that after the pursuance of the war, they will retreat back and that kind of thing. But like I say, efforts don't be made over the period for ensure say we will resolve all of them concerns and we only appeal for patience, we appeal for restraint on the part of we people where on the other end of the border until we resolve this matter. I mean, now like a problem, it can come one day, but it get for take some time for able for resolve. And because of the relationship that exists between the two countries, I think it will make a lot of sense for us to resolve this one amicably using all non-violent means. And thankfully, governments in the past and governments in the present don't show firm commitment to say that that will be resolved. Especially now for the government of Sierra Leone. In this particular case, no less a person than the Chief Minister of the Republic of Sierra Leone involved in this. For ensure say they provide support to the commission where they don't set, the technical committee where they don't set for resolve this year once and for all. And I think say from what we don't do so far, we don't go 60, 70% for reach a conclusion onto this impasse. Because for me, like a kind of a minor stalemate, we're going for cross and get a situation where the people on the other end of Guinea no go feel threatened by the presence of any personnel at the ground from Sierra Leone, or the people in Sierra Leone no go feel threatened by the presence of any GAF personnel on Sierra Leonean soil. Because like I say, the presence of a Guinean personnel in Salon, if it will be one way they reassure we, if it will be one way for be in partnership with we own military counterpart, with Sierra Leonean military counterpart, just for ensure say, you know, there is cohesion, there are activities, the way rogue elements and go out for engage in for the stop either of the countries and only for succeed. And now they're going for happen only when the two forces, the countries and the forces are the two countries, whether police or military or gendarme, NRA and that kind of thing, then they together. Because at the end of the day, if tensions can continue for existing, at that time the smugglers then will take advantage and begin for do inimical activities. Usai, we get that kind of division. But Usai unity day, the military officers they cohere and they coordinate well with the other people in Obaya, the police officers, the NRA, all customs, everybody they work now within the security sector, then get unity. Then you will see that it will be to the benefit of not only the countries, the communities where they are the very border line them, but it will benefit the entire country. Because people in small gold there, it means government lost revenue. And when that happen, it means the government will go for carry out the responsibilities onto the citizens where they're supposed to provide responsibilities for.
Habib Karim Will, Director of Communications Office of National Security, ONS, and we'll talk about a joint technical commission or a team for ensuring they're able to resolve the borders, crossing between Sierra Leone and Guinea, and they have to talk about that. And recently they get, look at them, the situation and the way easily can be resolved as a nation. We don't talk about the importance of the team and also some of the activities them, but also even the activities the team need for to achieve the objective and mission. We probably have to take you to that.
Okay. Important also for mention, say, in all of the efforts here, not only day between we and Guinea, we get the presence of the African Union under the program, the African Union Border Program, and at the German International Cooperation, GIZ, now then they implement. So like I've been saying, quite recently, we've been getting an engagement na Kailaon, very close to Yenga, because for like you find solution to a problem, you get for cow the problem near, you get for cow the solution near the problem, so that you go understand them exactly how it happened. So, as a follow-up to the roadmap who will be developed na Gwekedo last year, a couple of days ago, for about 1 week, the Joint Technical Commission from both Sierra Leone and Guinea, they go meet again na Yenga, na Liberia. I mean, na Kailaon, especially for ensure say and carry out and continue the provisions on that roadmap. Now, for ensure say and consolidate the documents, we speak to border ownership, consolidate them, and ensure say you sort them out and categorize them according to the themes. Then documents here, we will analyze them alongside themes as legal documents, as administrative documents, and documents in a cartographic one day. Documents we say, now document we actually get the force of law.
Yeah.
We a binding on both parties. Say, for example, in the colonial period, most of the legal documents that we people they signed up to, they call them treaties. Agreement between Sierra Leone and Guinea. 7 different kind of treaties and they exist, which Sierra Leone and Guinea been signed up to. Not only treaties relating to border ownership, but even cross-border cooperation, non-aggression. The treaty they talk say, either of una two get an obligation, let una not be aggressive to the other person. No matter how strong, no matter how aggrieved you be, you get for follow due process for resolve that grievance, rather than going into any confrontation with the other person. For example, get in 1974. Non-aggression treaty, what we signed between Sierra Leone and Guinea. So he obligated upon we for ensure say we're not going to any aggressive situation as a country. So the reason we make you don't see say the Yenga situation, the Yenga question don't linger on for long, are because we obligated by law not for sure any aggression. And it's also important for note to see that both countries were colonized by different masters. And the posture in terms of even the way how they may relate with we, for rule we, it may be different. The French, for example, they get the policy of assimilation, direct rule. Now, Guinea was France-Guinea. It was not Guinea as a country, like an extension of France. Sierra Leone, or through the British system of governance, now with the policy of association. Salon, we still get structures in country where they provide rulership. The king of Britain or the queen of England overseeing the activities. So that kind of thing. So now they exist. So we categorize and document all we collect into then different themes and the legal, administrative, and cartographic. Cartography actually talk about the physical maps where they exist for show which river this, which street this, which village this, which this, and that kind of thing. But now it's also important for note say for cartographic evidences. Sometimes in day, if you don't sabi a village in 1895, na Salon Igia name, the possibility they say that village not they exist again. Especially so for Salon who been getting war, a lot of villages and disintegrate. The name commodity people almost forget about them. Or now take them, for example, now we say this cotton tree, now the boundary between the two countries here. That country still don't take, don't for them, it don't rotting. No mark of am not again. Or even rivers. The rivers, they don't dry up as a result of human activities. Completely don't fade away. So, why is that now serious document we make reference to? When you make reference to them, with the caution that you're able to actually analyze them using coordinate or further technical abilities for pinpoint say this place here we don't clear so now they village A, B or C B exist. And now they possibly they able to happen. So what we come now that meeting day we collect on both ends 11 cartographic maps. We speak to the maps them of Sierra Leone and Guinea, especially speaking about the borderline, from the Milekure River, going to the Moa, going to Makona, all of their side and day, all of them maps and day, including maps of villages. For example, here in Makono, Nasalon, village in Guinea, all of that one day, we collect evidence of that day and we put it into the archives. We analyze them and then take a decision on them and waiting for happen going forward. We also collect documents them we refer to as legal documents. And then legal documents are very critical for all of this discussion. If you like, if you're able to pinpoint on the legal document and if confirm that these are true documents which exist at the archives of both countries, whether in country or to the colonial masters, then you are almost home and dry. Like I say, even though there have been two different colonial powers, but they've been take care for developing documents there. Most to the extent that any side when they see any lacuna, they make provision for that lacuna day.
But they document not too archaic because we.
No matter how old or how obsolete or even weak they appear, now the current document we speak to border security in a salon.
But then document
so they can be reviewed. So
there are loopholes.
I agree. So part of the efforts. Now for see how we go for consolidated document, they will get at them, and then we proffer recommendations. Maybe for resolve that concern the way you get. They don't hold some of the things the way they get non-existent. So we can say, for example, as two countries, okay, we don't see at the border this, we don't listen at the border this, now we pin this kind of pillar there. One pillar, one get Guinea flag, the other gets the Arena flag. And then maybe we sign up new treaties. So one of them documents and then maybe the public will be interested for such. Now the treaty sees number 5 of 1895. And that will be an agreement between Great Britain and France, fixing the boundary between the British and the French possessions to the north and east of Sierra Leone. And they signed this in Paris, in France, on the 21st of January 1895. So which means gap no DD. If problems there now, we get opportunity for use this as a baseline for him for resolve that one. The second document, when a legal document will be analyzed, collected and analyzed, now the treaty series of 1913, number 19, and an agreement between the United Kingdom and France, respecting the boundary between Sierra Leone and French Guinea. London, I did sign them on September 4, 1913. Then if you go to the Constitution, the 1991 Constitution of Sierra Leone, Act number 6, the first schedule of that Constitution, it makes reference to the territory of Sierra Leone. And you know, they talk about the territory of Sierra Leone, he actually even named documents wait for source, for know exactly which are the coordinating of Sierra Leone, who side Salon get, who side Salon no get. So, any attempt for make plan about any person on account of a border ownership on that kind of thing, it will be foolhardy because you get the direction, you get the law. Then we also look and examine the Yenga agreement of 2005. We address the technical or the territorial dispute over the ownership of the Yenga area. That one day, now be a follow-up to an agreement with President Kaba of blessed memory and President Lansana Conte of blessed memory in Guinea be signed up to for officially say this particular place belong to either of the countries. So we collect that document and what's it. So several other documents also some of the documents are the administrative documents, minutes of meetings, treaties where they actually speak to bilateral relationship We then just sign no more for insurance. Say no, if person want for pass within goods and services from Sierra Leone, you know for hamburger. If person want for counting goods and services from Guinea to Sierra Leone, you know for hamburger. As long as you follow the laid down procedures where either countries go down set up. Yeah. So we analyze the document according to them themes and they consolidate them, collect them, and then we do a final report and then come up with recommendations. Maybe as we proceed, I will touch on the few recommendations I will mention for the attention of the public.
Because it's very important people to know the outcome of the a week or two engagement. You know, are there any recommendations how we move forward as a nation between the two countries and Sierra Leone and Guinea, or still want to do more primary work and also get recommendations early as possible?
So they do recommendations while so they continue the groundwork because now a long and difficult journey, challenging one, but impossible. I say where there is a will, there is a way. One of the recommendations will make us for say let we continue with documentary research, because in the gathering we will be there. Some document they will get to consider for the original from the archives of Arabic College or some other sources. We counterparts in Guinea, they don't get them. So we recommend say let we continue the research in the colonial archives of both countries, specifically referencing countries like Senegal, France, and Great Britain. Senegal because most of the French activities will take place in the French territories where France will take as colonial power. They may do their activities in Gambia, na Senegal. So that like be the commune, now be the headquarter. Just like Salome be headquarter at some point for most countries that within West Africa. Now so Senegal be done. So if we come to Senegal, we don't get that document there. They can go to France. We get them. They didn't have the archives. They're not the laws at all. It's almost impossible for that one to happen. And so it also means we need the support of the colonial masters. And I must state say, in the case, I should say that the case also with Guinea, they don't get support from the colonial masters. Some of them documents already talk about. The one who find difficulty for get now, we talk to the Home Office. They make them available through the officials in Sierra Leone. Then also, we say now we hold another meeting. This meeting will be held at Kaila Unendiza, now the third meeting.
Okay.
We don't hold meeting 1, meeting 2, meeting 3. So we don't recommend say we'll go to another 4th meeting of the Technical Commission for the reaffirmation of the border between Sierra Leone and Guinea at the end of the first half of 2025. Okay. Now Guinea, we too can't get here, so now the Sierra Leone will go back to Guinea for go get that same kind of engagement. So that whatever they discuss, it will resonate with all of the authorities. What we don't go do na Kaila Unendezia, we don't can thoroughly brief the authorities and hand over documents into them, hand over reports to them. They will take them through all of what we don't do. Of course, now under the instructions that will go. So we keep the abreast with every bit of everything of engagement. We also don't say continue, most importantly, the sensitization of the population along the borders. Because in all of this, the country is the interest there at stake. But the one that will directly involve, for example, are the people who reside na Yenga village, the people who reside na Urekaba, for example, on the Guinean part, the people who reside na Madina Ula on the other part. Not there. Now they affect if anything good get for happen, now they go be the immediate beneficiaries. Further forbid, if anything also wrong go happen, now then go be the immediate victims. And because of no one day, now that make we also recommend for a continuation of the sensitization of the border communities on the need for them to see themselves as one and the same people. Nobody know for hinder anybody in the activities. One of the treaties where have been mentioned, they talk about a particular point. Say why is this, say for example, this river, it exclusively belong to you, Remy, but because you and we day together as neighbors, we for do anything we want to do on this river without any let or hindrance in terms of navigation, in terms of a movement of goods and services, in terms of even fishing activities. However, if you renew get this river, you have to put bridge, you have to do hydrological power na the water, you have to consult will. Because that your activity they will get the tendency for affect them. It did at the treaty. And so if we don't accept the treaty as a legal and binding document, for the holistic. You know, they accept one, they left the other one. So the document speak to the issues, much to the extent that the need for any tension, not even for exist. Then also, we don't suggest, let me organize a joint reconnaissance mission to the border lines between Sierra Leone and Guinea. That's long process. Because the border line between Sierra Leone, starting from the north down here, onto the east, up here, say, go Kaila, go Kono, a long stretch. But this joint technical committee, we recommend, say, they go physically. Guinea team up here, we team up here, and say, oh yes, these are the two who don't read in a paper. No, actually can't see it in practice. That okay, this border what they talk about, you know, they again, they will take a decision on waiting for either put a day or we shift them or we left a day like day and put something concrete day so that we reaffirm how we confirm them.
Yeah.
Then we also say we recommend that going forward at the end of this week mission, at the end of this week activities, why we not go consider for draft a new treaty? We now will speak to the current realities on the ground, so that it now will supersede all other treaties which don't exist in 1885, 1911, 1912, 1913, and so on and so forth. That's another recommendation. We mean say, if we now do a new treaty, both parliaments of Sierra Leone and Guinea will now actually come and study that document and ratify them. So it becomes a document for we and Guinea. So, and lastly, we say organize periodic meetings of the joint technical committees and the local communities of the both level. We, during the war or immediately after the war, we will get to call Joint Border Confidence Building Unit, Joint Border Security and Confidence Building Unit, where communities very close to each other, they form committees. The local chiefs, for example, the paramount chief, the section chief, the local authorities already, the security personnel already, then they form a committee, small committee. Every month, one of the committees they cross to the other side. They go get meeting with their counterparts. The other 10, the other people in the Canada, they can't get meeting. With them meetings in literally, then tension in a Yenga, nobody exists. When they get a committee where they come on a Kailan, for example, then they cross go na Nongowa. Then party then Nongowa, then counterpart, then the brothers and sisters in Nongowa, they cook for them, then talk about anything where they think say don't happen over the period where they are bugging them. So also the Nongowa team from Guinea, they also come. Nongowa, by the way, na a community also na Guinea, na a very big town at the Guinean prefecture. Then they come as alone, they can hold meeting. The same thing they happen again between we even and Liberia. So now the National Security Coordinator in consideration say, let we reconstitute the committee, then they support them so that they will continue for getting kind of missions here. We do one and day, all of the other tensions, then they de-escalate, then they almost fade out naturally. So we also recommend say, let the committee be reconstituted because they've been there, and give them strength, give them support so that they go there, do their cross-border activities there.
All right. Well, Will, thank you very much for updating us on that. But quickly before we go, how about security within the holiday period? I know we get on, I think on Monday or so, it's going to be a public holiday, Muslim they end and fast, and while the Christian they continue with the Lent, and then we're going to forget Easter and Good Friday and all of that as well. But how about security and also the independent day also? And so probably you have to confirm because there are rumors about, you know, bringing back lantern. Is it true or is just a speculation by most people?
Okay, so I now get that information confirmed, so I'm not going to say true or speculation. I don't see social media posts all over the place talking about the revitalization of the lantern parade. But like I say, I not get confirmed information along that line. But on security, we continue to maintain our alertness, we posture, we continue to increase them, we intelligence and information collection, all geared towards providing maximum security for every law-abiding citizen of Sierra Leone. And like we always done, they do, we continue to implore and call on people on the need for them support our efforts, because our efforts are geared towards ensuring that the conducive atmosphere exists, we say law and order will prevail, so that people can go about the normal business. This holiday period, beyond the holiday period, we continue to maintain that posture. And one for assure the public say the country remains relatively peaceful, and now we confirmation and belief that it will continue to be so for the longest period, as long as all man function within the provisions of the law. Thankfully, the Sierra Leonean population don't get further kind of enlightenment. Thank God for them platforms here. Try the way people go sit down in the room and concoct one lie and throw them at them and they fall for us bait. He almost don't fade off. Now people don't fall for that because they don't now for know the reality from the falsehood way people in the parade. Of course, we don't tell them say social media they don't come for stay, but even in the reality of that kind of stay the way it stay, you also therefore be mindful. Say a lot of people manipulate social media platforms, and so not just jump into any information because somebody tell you. And now we also drop the public's attention. This will be like a kind of a sensitization along the activities of criminal networks. Yeah. Networks are whether in country, next or in a neighboring country, or when they far away. They use soft means for take money from people and not fall for that kind of thing. Yeah. And also pause the schemes and false schemes will go tell you say I go make you get this kind of money or I go make you travel go overseas. The reality now that's a lie. Ask questions. Go to the relevant government ministry, department and agency. If somebody tells you they carry go to Canada, or they carry go to Europe, or they carry go to America, then countries and they get embassies in there, or they get consulate in there. Contact them. If they not give you clearance, it means saying a lie that person they lie by you. But people don't fall victims of that kind of thing. We the only appeal say open the eye and not also contribute through selfishness or let somebody hoodwink you. Every resource where somebody gets one way for be cherished. You have to use that judiciously. Not allow somebody we go use criminal means for can't take away from you.
Right. Well, thank you very much, Abdul Karim Will, Director of Communications, Office of National Security (ONS). We'll talk about issues relating to a joint force team constitute of Guinea and Sierra Leone, both security sectors, the judiciary and CSO, for look at the border crossing between Sierra Leone and Guinea, and also talk about security issue as we move towards the holidays, and probably speculation with regards to the revitalizing of Kelantan as well. Well, as we go on this edition of News and Current Affairs show, do have a lovely weekend and a blessed Ramadan to Muslims, and happy end of the fast. Hopefully, I'm sure it's going to be on Sunday, and then the following day on Monday, definitely going to be a public holiday. So let's enjoy ourselves, be peaceful, and be a good citizen. Until then, do have a lovely day, and bye for now.